Hey everybody, welcome to the womb room. I almost said the moon room. Same, but different. All rhymes in the end. How are you guys? How is everybody? Good, good. Hi Jessica, I'm glad you're here.
Thank you.
So I'm really excited y'all are here. Couple things. I'm gonna introduce myself. I am Jess, and I'm a yoga therapist and a doula. For about 10 years, I believe. I'm not totally sure anymore. But I love working with pregnant people and postpartum people. I love using the tools of yoga as like a way to prepare for labor and birth, but also the challenges of parenthood. And if this is your second, third, fourth time around, you know what I'm talking about. Marnie just got here. So yeah, I think yoga is such a beautiful tool to support us. And it's also just a nice way to connect with other people in these kind of classes. So I'm really excited you all are here. If you want, you totally don't have to, but if you want, you can come off of mute and introduce yourself, say how far along you are in your pregnancy, and maybe like what do you need from this class? Why did you come tonight? What are you looking for? You can go ahead, Jessica. I feel like you want to. She's my client.
Time to go. Yeah. Hey, I'm Jessica. I'm 34 weeks. And I got really, really tight in my hips yesterday out of nowhere. Like inner kind of like, I don't know, it was very strange, but as having like felt very super. Yeah, exactly.
Pubic symphysis, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And so this is perfect timing for me I think I really need some yoga, basically.
And it's cool that you said that because I have a client who is about 36 weeks pregnant and is having those sharp pains, the pubic symphysis pains right now as well. And this class is inspired by the last session we had together to resolve that pain. So hopefully it works for you too.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Anyone else have anything that they want to share that they need from today that they hope to leave class with?
Hi, I'm Rosalie. I've come to the last two sessions, but I think I missed you on both accounts, Jess. Good to meet you. I am 26 weeks now. Loud dinging sounds. I'm 26 weeks now, and I just started earlier today getting like I'm not sure whether to call it sciatic pain, but it's like something in my left buttocks.
You're
going
outside point.
Yeah. And so yoga physiologically will definitely be helpful for that, I'm sure. And then also, as you can see from the decor, namely moving boxes.
Yes.
My goodness, my mother. We've just moved into our house. And so also there just, there's a lot that goes into that, and a lot that goes into that that's like, I feel it's very important right now, probably for me to like protect my self-care time. So making sure that showing up, for that and for myself in that way, even when it's like right on the eve of like holidays and other things are happening. So that's why I'm here.
Nice. I'm glad you're here. And I think that's a beautiful reason. I find that the holidays, we can get like really caught into like the obligatory nature of things, and we can forget about what we really need and benefit from. And it's kind of nice to remember that the people who love us want us to take care of ourselves anyway. So, they'll want us to do the things that are right for us. And it's nice to remember that. And yes, so the pelvic stability that we're going to work on for the pain in the pubic symphysis in the front, that pubic bone area, will also support your SI joint in the back. So we want to do this like beautiful, well-rounded practice of engaging the core, the pelvic muscles, the glute muscles. All of those muscles support the container of your pelvis. And with all the relaxin, the hormone relaxin that's in your bodies, everything is like shifting to prepare for the big movement of birth, right? And that shifting and movement in your joints can cause pain. It doesn't mean that something bad is happening, but it's not pleasant. And some muscle strengthening can support those joints a little bit. Might not mitigate the pain totally, but it can help. Yeah. Cool. Anyone else?
I'll talk. I'm Marnie. I think 31 weeks, almost 32 weeks pregnant. So getting there. And I just started experiencing like a really full belly. So I talked to my nurse about it today. She said it was okay, but she said it could be, it's kind of like Braxton Hicks, or maybe he's just like getting too big for the space, which is scary, or that he's sitting down too low, but it doesn't hurt. So that's good. It's just like, it just feels like something's like really pushing in the belly, or like something's gonna like come out and start dancing from my belly.
It might happen in about 8 weeks, 10 weeks.
And I'm here just to, just to exercise and just get my body ready. I try to do like, my friend started teaching Pilates. So I've been doing that with her at least once a week. And I do an online yoga, prenatal yoga class when I can, just like with a video. But I feel like the more I can do, the better. So thank you for having this.
Yeah, I love being here with you all. Unfortunately, this is actually my last class with the womb room. I'm going to miss everybody a lot. It's actually just kind of a challenging time for me. I have a 18-month-old and it's like, get him to bed before the class so that I can teach and he's not crying. So it's like, it's time to realize that I can't teach evening classes with ease anymore. Yeah. So this is my last class, sadly, but I hope to be back in the future. I am teaching some workshops with the womb room. The first one coming up is yoga therapy for pregnancy and infant loss. So if you have any friends who have experienced some miscarriages and who would like some community support and yoga to support them, you can send them to the womb room. Hopefully I'll be doing a childbirth ed class mixed with yoga therapy as well. So if you're interested in that and you have some space before you give birth, that would be fun to check out too. I don't know when it will be happening, but sometime soon. It's all up here. I'm conceptualizing it right now. Anyway, I'm so glad you guys are here. Go ahead and for this practice, make sure you have like a couple pillows or a couple blankets that will support your body when we're laying on the floor or sitting on the floor. Our bones can feel a little sensitive and our bodies can feel a little sensitive as we're moving around. So bring as much as you think you need and give yourself that comfort. I'm just going to adjust this. And if at any point, like you can't hear me or something, just come off of mute and let me know, because I don't know when you guys are in the chat, if it's like an important thing. Okay. So we're going to start class laying on our left side. I'm actually going to switch something. You're going to lay on your left side. I'm going to make myself the spotlight. There we go. All right. So you're going to take one pillow under your left ear and another pillow or blanket between your shins. So a lot of times people put the pillow between their thighs, but if the pillow is between your thighs, it means that your ankles are not in line with your knees and your hips, and that can strain your outer hips. So put it between your shins, so all three of those joints are in line. Then you're just gonna lay down over your pillow, connect your right hand to baby, adjust your pants if you need to, and just soften your body into gravity. As as we move through today's class, I invite you to do whatever feels best and good for your body and your mind and your spirit today. We might do things that might feel too easy, too challenging. It might twinge your hip at a certain angle and you may need to change something. Or maybe you just need a break. Do whatever it is that you need to do in this class. One of the nice things about virtual classes is you don't worry about anybody noticing what you're doing, but you just kind of take advantage of the anonymity, if you will, being anonymous in this space, kind of. So do what works for you, and I'll offer lots of modifications as we move through class. 2 more breaths here. Good. You'll gently take your right leg, your top leg, and extend it a little bit in front of you. Make sure that your inner thighs are connected. And you're going to start to slide your right hip back and then slide your right hip forward. So your foot is like reaching, like you're trying to touch a little dot on the floor a couple inches in front of you. And then you're going to pull back a couple inches. So the only thing moving is this kind of space right here is shifting forward in space and then backward. So it's not like a hip rock. It's a sliding of your inner thighs against each other like 2 tectonic plates. What we're doing here is we're bringing a little strength into the joints in the back of the hip, the SI joint. So a lot of times we might think of this as sciatica or lower back pain. And it's these joints at the back of the pelvis rubbing together. And as baby gets bigger, more pressure is put on those joints. And when you're about, ready to push, those joints might feel a lot of pressure. Do that about 3 more times. Good. And then when you're ready, you can come up on an elbow if you want. Excuse me, y'all. And you're gonna straighten your right leg kind of towards the back of your mat. I got a wall here, so I gotta stop. But if you wanna come back a little more, you can. And you're just gonna lift and lower, very simple. You've probably done this before. I've got a frog in my throat, but you're gonna just lift and lower really slow. If sitting up on your elbow doesn't feel good and you would prefer to lay down, go ahead. I'm sitting up partly because of whatever's happening in my throat right now, but you can lay down if you'd like. You might start to feel a little warm or tender on your outer hip, totally normal. Just 1 more lift and then lower. And you're gonna let your right foot come all the way forward and take a little stretch in your outer hip here. You might give it a little rub. Good. And let your legs come parallel again. If you want, you can just roll over and go to the other side, but if you are further along in your pregnancy, you'll probably want to come up and flip around and go to the other side. We'll do the same thing. So just pausing on your right side body. Finding this ease here. Take 2 more breaths. And then when you're ready, you're going to start sliding your left inner thigh against your right inner thigh. Just kind of rolling your left hip, left side of your pelvis over the right side of your pelvis. And if you want to extend your leg, you can do that like you're reaching your left foot forward and then pulling it back. So one of my favorite things to do with clients who are preparing for birth is to increase the mobility of their pelvis. And by increasing mobility, I don't mean flexibility or looseness in the joints. I mean the ability for the muscles to make a wider range of movement. This is really great, really important, so that when we are done giving birth and we're healing from pregnancy and birth and returning to whatever our new normal is, our body has this strength to draw everything back to the middle. Okay. And then if you want, you can come up onto your right elbow. You're going to extend your left leg behind you and do those lifts and lowers. Nice and slow, nothing super fancy yet. Not that we really do too much fancy stuff in this class. It's more about building strength, connecting to breath. Good, a couple more. Good, and the next time your left leg lowers, go ahead and slide it forward, find that little stretch on your outer hip. Give it a little rub. Bring your knees back to parallel. Come up all the way to sitting. Take your time. Take some pillows underneath your hips. Just bring yourself into a comfortable seat, adjust your body in any way that feels good. I know when I was pregnant, I just felt like it took me forever to get comfortable in whatever position I was in with my body. So go ahead and bring your hands to your knees whenever you're ready, and you're just going to take big circles here. Kind of like you're rolling your ribs around, taking up a lot of space here, but letting it be nice and slow. There's no need to rush in this class, in life, in birth. No need to rush. So take these slow, let them feel good. Let yourself kind of linger in the places that feel great. Now, when you're ready to go the other direction, saunter in the other way. Notice your breath. Notice what this feels like for you. Then gently return back to center. Give your shoulders a little roll. Head and neck. Nice. We're going to do a little bit of breath work. And in this breath work, we're going to practice core engagement. So a lot of times we think like, oh, well, we're pregnant, our bellies are expanding, our abdominals are stretching, so we can't engage our abdominals, but we can, and we should. We just don't want to squish babies, so we don't want to like do crunches or anything like that, but we can do engaging breath work and some other things we'll do today. So just let your hands be on your belly. You're going to take a breath in, feel your belly fill up, chest fill up, and then as you exhale, feel your baby kind of draw upward toward your heart and your chest drop in. Breathe in, feel the whole torso expand. Exhale, belly button in and up. And then breathe in, release, and open. I know it might seem opposite to what you're used to. So exhale is to engage. Inhale is to breathe and widen. Exhale, engage up. Breath in, release, and open. Two more like that. One more breath in. Exhale, really engage your abdominals and start to press into your palms and kind of curve your spine. So you're making like a cat-cow, right? So breathe in, exhale, kind of curve just a little bit. Feel your pelvis kind of tilt, your rib cage tilt a little bit, like you're drawing your bones over and around baby. So breath in, exhale, push down, abdominals up, curve your spine. So let it be in your back. If you notice it's like in your head, let your head relax. Let it be in your spine. Push down. Good. And notice I'm not doing a big curve. It's pretty small. You might even do less because you have a person growing inside of your body and I don't, or I don't know, who knows these days. Breath in, breath out. One more. Breath out. All right, shake it out. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna shift to a tabletop pose. So you're gonna find your way onto hands and knees. Take your time getting there. If your wrists are really sensitive, you might make a thumbs up and put your knuckles down on the ground. Or you might come all the way onto your elbows. Whatever feels better for you. You can also find like an ottoman or something and put your hands on something higher. That way more weight will be distributed to your knees. So hands are down and you're going to take a breath in. Exhale, push down, find that cat pose again. Breath in, breath out. Two more like that. Breath out. Last one. Keep that strength, but elongate your spine. Your right leg is going to slide back. Press your right foot into the earth. Feel your right glutes illuminate. And you'll start to lift up your right leg. Take a breath here. A breath out. Slowly hug your right knee towards your right elbow. And then breathe in, slowly guide it back. Just two more of those. Nice and easy. Again, today's class, we're really working on building stability throughout your pelvis. So we're going to be working on strengthening the glutes, the psoas, the outer hip muscles, the inner thigh muscles. Good. Next time you reach your right leg back, reconnect your toes to the floor and slowly open to a side plank here. You can stay like this, or maybe you start to lift your right leg. Wherever you are, take two more breaths. Find your strength here and draw everything back to the middle so that your limbs can reach and expand even longer. One more breath. And slowly come down. Good, we'll switch sides. Come right to hands and knees. Press your hands down and slide your left foot back. Press your left toes down, feel your left glutes engage to lift your left leg up. When you're ready, exhale, left knee draws to your left elbow. They don't have to touch. Breathe in, reach back. Just finding 5 or 6 more of these. You might start to notice a sense of warmth and heat in your body. That's good. That's what we're looking for. If it's too much, if you need a break, take it. We'll always be here. You can always come back. Good. The next time your left leg extends back, connect your toes to the earth and spiral open. Left arm lifts. Maybe your left leg lifts, but wherever you are, gather your strength and energy to your center, draw it in, and then expand out from that. Take another big breath. And then lower your left knee, your left hand. Find a child's pose. You may take some pillows under your chest so you have a little lift. 3 breaths here. When you're ready, you're going to slowly meet in a downward facing dog. If downward facing dog doesn't feel good for your ribs, doesn't feel good for your belly or your throat or your head, indigestion or nausea or dizziness, all you need to do is come right back to tabletop. Maybe try puppy pose or come right back down to child's pose, keeping your chest a little lifted. Any of those will feel good too. Take one more breath. A breath out. And you're slowly going to walk hands and feet towards each other, finding a nice forward fold. Again, if you need to keep your head a little higher, bring your hands to your shins and just lift up halfway. But wherever you are, just let your upper body drape over your lower body. Big breaths. And then slowly unravel all the way up to standing. Very nice. Take a sip of water. I'll be right there. Get your body situated. All right. So you're going to come up to the front of your mat. This is the front of my mat for right now. I'm going to switch to the other side about halfway through class. You're going to press down through your feet. Feel a sense of strength coming up from the floor. And breathe in, reach your arms all the way up. Palms come to touch, and then sit back in your chair pose. If your knees are really far forward, bring them back just a little bit. Think again about baby drawing up towards your heart and pulling all your energy right toward baby. Take a breath here. As you breathe out, you're going to balance on your right foot, bring your left knee up. If you need to keep your toes connected to the floor, go ahead. If you feel like balancing is working for you, great. You can always hold a wall or a chair. Take one more breath here. And then super slow, you're going to step your left foot back, finding a high lunge here. If you need to widen your stance, go ahead and do that. Good. Take a little shoulder roll, lean forward. You're going to take your right hand to your right thigh. You can take your left hand to your left hip. You can keep it here, whatever feels good. Take a breath in, gently open your chest. As you exhale, press right hand into right thigh, bend your left knee and kind of curl in like we've been practicing. Breath in, breath out. 2 more. If you feel really wobbly, you can take your left hand to something like a surface to stabilize you. Last one. This time, breathe in. Everything lifts up, heart opens, and slow warrior 2, come all the way into it. Let your legs be really wide apart from each other. Maybe your arms are long. Maybe you connect to baby here. Just find a little bounce or hip sway and circle. Find what feels good and let it be soft here. We just did a lot of heat building, strength building. And let this be a little bit of a reprieve from that in whatever way that feels good for you. You might feel your breath in your belly, how you share breath with your baby. Beautiful. When you're ready, you're going to straighten your right leg, right arm reaches up and over, big side body stretch. And then as you're ready, bend your right knee, right elbow connects to your right thigh, push down. Again, gathering energy in the center, push down to lift everything a little taller. Good. 2 more breaths here. Maybe you bend a little more into your right knee. Slowly lift all the way up. Turn your right toes in a little bit, your left toes out a little bit. Coming up to goddess pose, you're going to bend your knees, come down. Take a little sway, little rock. Maybe you connect with baby. 2 more breaths here. Maybe you get a little lower. And then slowly you're going to bring your hands to your thighs, lean forward just a little bit. Take a breath in. As you exhale, press your hands down, a little curve in your back. Breath in, breath out. 1 more. Good. Get a little lower. Let your chest get a little lower, and you're going to take a shoulder twist, a breath in, and then exhale, drop one shoulder. Inhale to the middle, exhale, drop the other. Inhale to middle, we'll take a forward fold, toes turn parallel, or a little pigeon. Just let your upper body hang. Again, if you have dizziness, nausea, heartburn, let your chest lift a little bit, maybe coming onto fingertips, keeping your head above your heart and your stomach. One more breath. A breath out. Lift up a little bit. Look towards your right toes and walk your right toes, or turn your right toes forward, hands inside your right foot. Lift your left heel and drop your left knee down. Take a couple of circles here, rolling your hips around. Giving them a lot of space. to move. We'll go the other direction. Good. Grounding your hands. You're going to press your hands down, and you're slowly going to slide your right foot all the way to the back and open up to a side plank here. Right arm lifts high. Keep your right foot grounded, and when you're ready, you're going to launch up, making a T with your arms. Stay here. I'm going to turn around so I can face you. Good. So your right leg is out. Your left knee is down. If you find yourself being really loose in your hip joint, push down and notice that difference right there. Hug your baby up. You're going to slide your right arm down your right leg. Left arm reaches up and maybe scoops behind the back of your head. Gather here in your belly, your strength and your capacity to be strong. And you're going to use that strength to lift and widen your chest a little bit. Good. One more breath here in gate latch pose. And slowly lift up. Keep your legs like this. Drop your hands down in front of you. You're going to walk your hands forward, almost like a puppy pose. You're going to let your chest anchor down. Keep your right leg extended. And let your upper body feel really long here. If you want, you might rest on your elbows. But if you can, you'll extend forward in this kind of puppy pose. One more breath. A breath out. Slowly walk your hands back. Bring your right knee back down. And you're going to find your way to the top of your mat once more. Tuck your toes and find a downward facing dog. 2 breaths here. Slowly walk hands and feet toward each other. Upper body relaxes. When you're ready, unraveling all the way up to standing. Take a sip of water if you'd like. Nice. We're going to go to the top of the mat again. I'm going to turn and switch sides. Breath in, reaching all the way up, palms touch. Bend your knees, sit back on your chair. Again, if your knees are forward, scoot them back. I know it's a little hard to see me with my black pants and this black, well, it's a brown dresser. It's hard to see. But you want your bottom kind of back. Hug your baby up to your heart, relax your shoulders a little bit. Good, and when you're ready, you're gonna balance on your left foot, right leg lifts. Take a breath. When you're ready, you're gonna slow step it back. Finding your high lunge legs. Left hand connects to your left thigh, maybe right hand to your right hip. Take a breath in, open chest. Exhale, press left hand into left thigh. Bend your right knee a little bit, curl in. Breath in. Exhale, press and curl in. One more. Again, you can always hold on to something sturdy if you need to. This time, breath in, everything reaches up and open, and slow, warrior 2. Maybe, again, you connect with baby, finding what feels good. Softness in your face, your breath. Something about labor where you are in the hardest of all the hard things. It's even more challenging to find a place to soften in your body. So as you're in the heart of labor and the challenge of contractions, see if you can soften all that's up here, right here, and even your breath a little bit. And just let your body be in the intensity. And as we kind of practice that, allow yourself to be in a more challenging posture, a little more depth here, and see if you can let everything else soften even while your legs and hips are being really in the middle of the fire, right? One more breath. Get a little lower if you can. Exhale. When you're ready, you're going to breathe in. You're going to revolve your warrior or your triangle, actually. And when you're ready, exhale, left elbow to left thigh, finding your side angle. Gather your energy here. Use this strength to reach and expand. 2 breaths. Finding that nice stillness, that challenge of being in the still, in the intensity, and breathing, softening. Good, and slowly come all the way up. Let's turn your toes out. Find your goddess pose. Bend your knees. Once again, find yourself in that bit of challenge, right? Get a little lower than you would normally go. Doesn't have to be this low. You could be here, totally fine. You could be all the way down here if you're really going for it. Whatever feels good for you. We're going to be in the challenge of this. So allow it to be just a little bit more intense than what you would normally seek out. And while we're here, your inner thighs are going to reach to open your knees away from each other. You're going to feel your inner arches of your feet kind of lift up. And if you want to add a challenge here, which you probably don't, but I encourage you to explore it, is imagine your feet are magnetized towards each other. Imagine they're trying to slide to the middle, but they just can't move, but they're trying. And notice what happens to the whole inner line of your legs. Get a tiny bit lower and do the same. Try to push your feet apart without moving them and notice a different part of your legs lighting up with engagement. Whew. 2 more breaths. You got it. I'm right there with you. Ooh, and slowly straighten your legs, shake it out. And then turn your feet a little bit pigeon-toed or parallel. Find your forward fold. Shake out your head, your hips. Let it feel good. Three more breaths here. When you're ready, you're going to look towards your left foot, turn your left toes forward, hands come inside your left foot, right heel lifts, but then the right knee comes down. Find your big hip circles, rolling them around. It's okay if your left foot and toe move. Good, go the other direction. When you're ready, you're going to slide your left leg back. Open up to your side plank here. Gather your energy, your capacity for strength right in the middle. And then use that to radiate outward like we've been working on. When you're ready, you're going to garner that strength once more in order to lift up, coming into a big letter T. I'm going to spin around. Left leg is out. You're going to slide your left leg down, your left arm down your left leg. If you find your right hip is kind of lax out to the side, push down through your right foot to re-engage the muscles of your pelvis. Maybe you scoop your right hand behind your head. Use this center strength to broaden, open your front body, your chest, your throat. Let out a sigh. One more breath. Gently coming to center. Your hands are going to come directly in front of your right thigh. You're going to find your puppy pose. Maybe you come down onto elbows. I'll scoot back a little bit. Maybe you come to elbows. Maybe you stretch all the way down. 3 more breaths. Slowly, slowly lifting up. Bring your left knee next to your right. You're going to take a moment to sit on your heels. Maybe you take a pillow underneath your knees and your shins, or maybe a pillow between your heels and your bottom, whatever feels good for you. If you need to sit in a chair, go ahead and do that if that feels better for your ankles and knees. I always tell people there's like no gold stars for anybody who does something that's painful, but not beneficial for them. So if it's painful and it's not doing any good for you, then by all means, don't do it. 2 more breaths. We're going to slowly lift up onto our knees so that your toes are tucked. And what you're going to do here is just, we're going to hold a camel pose for a moment. So you're going to press, if you're kind of like this, you're going to press down through your knees, feel your baby hug up, your glutes draw in. You can keep your hands on your hips, you can cross them over your chest, you can put them on the back of your pelvis. But wherever you are, you're going to press down through your knees, squeeze your heels together so your heels are touching. Squeeze your shoulder blades together a little bit and lift your chest, but keep the same strength through your middle. Good, just 2 more breaths here. 1 more breath, keep pushing down through your knees. Big exhale, and slowly coming all the way back down, take a shoulder roll. And you're slowly going to make your way onto your seat, preferably onto some pillows if you have them. Pillows are the best, hands down. Love a good throw pillow for a yoga class. All right, go ahead and extend one leg. It truly doesn't matter which. And you're going to make this kind of tree pose with your legs. We're going to take a breath in, get nice and long. When you're ready, you're going to fall over the inside of your extended leg so that your baby has this nice little triangle nest of your bent leg. You might stay on palms, and if you do, soften the elbows, soften the shoulders and the neck. If you come down onto your elbows, you might take pillows underneath your elbows for some height, or you might bring them to the floor. Just finding what feels good. One more breath in. A breath out. Slowly lift yourself up. Your shoulders a roll. You're going to switch sides. Other leg out. Other heel in. Take a breath in. You're going to fold over the inside of your extended leg. So baby has this sweet little triangle to nestle in. One more breath here. Breath out. And slowly, slowly coming on up. Beautiful, beautiful. You're going to bring your feet together. And you're making like a nice diamond shape, but you don't want it to be like super small. Let there be some space between your pubic bone and your heels. It's like, there's like 1.5 feet between mine. And here you're going to start to squeeze the bottoms of your feet together. When you do this, you'll notice your legs lift up because you're engaging your inner thigh, right? Then breathe in, release. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, soften. Exhale, squeeze. Okay, 2 more. 1 more here. Good, and we're gonna add that press and curve that we've been working on, okay? Let's take a breath in. Exhale, squeeze your feet, press your hands, curve your spine. Breath in, release it all. Exhale, squeeze feet, press palms, curve spine. Exhale, feet, palms, spine. Breath in, release. 2 more. Exhale, feet, palms, spine. Breath in, release. 1 more. Feet, palms, and spine. Coming back to center, relax your legs and take a nice big fold over your thighs, over this beautiful triangle shape, diamond shape you've created. One more big breath in, breath out. Slowly coming all the way up. You're going to find a nice restful position to put your body for the remainder of class. So you might end up laying down on some blankets. You might end up laying on your side, whatever feels good for you. Honestly, if you want to like lay in your bed, you can do that too. If you want to lay on your sofa or whatever, just make sure it's comfortable for you. Get really cozy. Let your breath move through your body. And as you rest here, notice the places your body is connected to the floor, to the earth. And as you notice all the places your body is connected to the floor, notice the opposite places, the ones that are connected to lightness, to air. And with each breath in, imagine the lighter parts of you are expanding and widening. And as you exhale, imagine everything just gets a little heavier, a little wider, a little softer, 1% by 1%. Slowly starting to widen your breath. Exhaling a little bit longer. Breathing in a little bit wider. Taking any movements that would feel good for you, stretches or drawing knees towards your armpits, wiggling fingers, lengthening legs, turning your head from one side to the other. Taking your time to come up to a comfortable seat. Whenever you're in your comfortable seat, you're going to bring your left hand to your heart and your right hand to your baby and bow your head to both of them. Breathing to the center of you, to the center of your being, where your baby is growing and being nourished by you. I'll end with some words from M. Scott Peck. Commitment is inherent in any genuinely loving relationship. Anyone who is truly concerned for the spiritual growth of another knows consciously or instinctively that he or she significantly fosters that growth only through consistency. And know that this consistency and commitment is something you can offer your loved ones, but you can also offer it to yourself. Taking a breath into the center of you, giving it back. Thank you all so much for being here tonight. It's lovely to move and breathe with you. I hope you have a beautiful holiday season. I know it's over for some people, it's just beginning for others. So I hope it was wonderful, is wonderful for you. And if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. I will miss you all. Oh, who's that little nugget?
That's Lukey here as soon as the class is over for me to help him with opening something.
How's he feeling?
He's okay. Thank you. How are you feeling, Lukey? Good.
Good. All right, well, it was lovely to see you. If you ever want to connect, feel free to find me on the internet. I'm there. I'm taking a sabbatical from Instagram. It's the best thing I've done in a really long time. Highly recommend it. Highly recommend. It's been like 4 weeks. I never thought I could do it. It's amazing. Anyway, I guess I'll come back. I don't know what I'm going to do. But anyway, find me on the internet. It'd be cool to.
So how can we find you then?
Oh, let me type my name in the chat, my last name. I always feel like I say it in a way that like people don't know how to spell it. Jess Gruber.
So should we email you?
You can email me.
Oh, you have a website. Okay.
Yeah. Nothing too interesting happening on the IG right now, but I'm sure there will be things when I come back. But I have an email list that I regularly send emails to. It was great to be with you all.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye, everybody.